3's Clinton Dan, my YouTube hero, rides through anything, falls off all the time with his GoPro on. Oh, he has today, black eye.
Here is a local mountain goat. Passed him about 4 times on the downhills, and then he's passed me about 5 times going uphill. So hopefully I'll pass him on the way down.
G'day legends, Clint here. Well, a few weeks ago now I went up to Omeo and competed in the Cattlemen100. So it ended up being 166 k's long, climbed about 4,384 meters, and it took me just under 10 hours, so 9 hours 58 minutes. I was pretty happy with the way I performed. The first place, he ended up completing it in 6 hours 37 minutes, so like 3 hours and 20 minutes faster than me. So those guys just have so much power and speed. It was just crazy how fast they go. There was one Strava segment that I looked at, and on the downhills I was pretty fast. This segment, I think it was like 7 minutes long, and they ended up taking another 40 seconds out of my time, so they must be absolutely flying. Average speed wise, I ended up averaging about 16.7 k's an hour. Average power was 161 watts, or 57% of my FTP. Normalised power was 192, or 68% of my FTP. Heart rate didn't get too high, it was 134 BPM. But overall it was an absolute brilliant day. This section here at I guess around the middle of the first loop was absolutely crazy. It was the corrugations, the loose gravel, the steepness. You probably don't appreciate the steepness of the terrain in this video, but it was the most fun section of the whole trail, I thought. I also cracked my PB for max speed down a gravel road, so I ended up hitting 85.7 k's an hour. But overall, brilliant day. So special shout out to the volunteers, the organisers, and the other riders. It really made it a brilliant day. The feed stations, drink stations, all well catered for. You could grab whatever you wanted: gels, chocolate bars, cans of soft drink, oranges, bananas, muesli bars, whatever you wanted. They just had such a variety and volume of food and drinks. It was second to none. One thing I did notice was the Continental Race Kings, the Aero Top, the Aero Socks, I think really gave me an advantage on the downhills and the flatter sections. On the section leading into Brunambra, it was fairly flat, but it still felt so much faster than even on my road bike in my normal riding gear. And as you can see throughout various clips in this video, you can see me gaining so much time on the downhill sections, because that's the only time I could pick up. On the inclines, the climbs, it was just, with the Continental Race Kings, I found that I couldn't just get the traction that I needed. Here's where I come up to the crash. Just saw some yellow arrows indicating a corner coming up, coming in too hot. Skid marks there. Other people have done it, and I come a gutser as well. So I think about 4 other riders had a little crash there as well. So it wasn't too bad. Had a little black eye for a week or so, but overall no major injuries. But like I was saying, the rolling resistance of these Continental Race Kings just on the climbs, I really struggled when I got out of the saddle to try and get some power down. The back wheel was just slipping, especially on this dry, loose gravel. It was just, I couldn't get power down unless I was just seated down and trying to grind it out. So this was Splitters Road, pretty steep. Bit further up, I had to get off and walk like this fella here in front of us. So this is over the other side, after the first or the second feed station. And as you can see, the average speed that I've got is a lot faster than the other guys. So it may have been because I didn't have my hand on the brakes, or maybe because of the tyres and the aero top and the like. But even along this section here, heading into Benambra, just felt so much faster and catching riders the whole way. And then they'll just drop me when we get to a climb. So at this point here, Stuthy had long gone. At the start of the Splitters Road climb, he ended up going. He dropped me like an old grandma on a tricycle. Ended up finishing about 50 minutes ahead. This fella here, Dave, he was a real legend. We ended up passing each other 4 or 5 times, and I got it over him on the last large decline. So this wasn't too far from the end of the second loop. So a lot of fun.
Feeling a lot better now.
Hill, about to start loop 3 is Clinton Dan, my YouTube hero. Rides through anything, falls off all the time with his GoPro on. Oh, he has today, black eye.
So I think one thing that I probably didn't get very right on the day was nutrition and hydration. Probably about 2 hours, 40 minutes in, my hammies started to tighten up. They didn't really cramp, but it was getting close. My calf was getting tighter and tighter the whole race after that. And about 2 hours, 40 minutes in, that's when you start to climb the steepest and the most brutal climb on Old Splitters Road. So it was really painful. At that time I called Stuthy and I said, go for it. Don't wait for me, because I wasn't sure if I was going to even finish the race. So at the end, I was happy I did. Hopefully you've enjoyed the race, you've learnt a little bit about it, and if you want to do it, you've got some insight. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.